Good morning, everybody. It is a Thursday, and it is, the next to last day of January, first month of 2025. It has gone by. It has been cold. Some people say it's been a long month because it's been cold and people have been stuck inside, but it is a Thursday, and we are one step closer to the weekend, so that is a good thing. I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us for the 9-minute Phill-Up, and it, of course, goes overtime most times, so it's never gone under the 9-minute Phill-Up total. So I want to welcome you here. Want to thank Valley Converting, our sponsor. Valley Converting, Mike Biasi and the crew in Toronto, Ohio. T-Town, the Gem City. If you have recycling projects that you need to take care of with paper, take it to Valley Converting. Give them a call. They will take care of you. They do it the best in the business and absolutely outstanding people. So take it to Toronto. Take it to the Gem City of Toronto, Ohio, and call Valley Converting, and they will take care of you, no doubt about it. This is the weekend in between the NFC, AFC championships and the Super Bowl. So one of those weekends, it's kind of people are starting to get into college basketball, NBA, everything else. They have the Pro Bowl skills competition, flag football game. Not a lot of people paying attention to that, but they still managed to pack the place down in Orlando when they fill up the stadium. But it's kind of that off week. And then next week, it's the big week. You have media days and everything else leading up to the Super Bowl. Kansas City looking for a three-peat, and the Philadelphia Eagles looking to stop that if they possibly can. Today is a big day for WTOV 9 and all of our streaming platforms because today it is the day for News 9 Sports on the go. We will be at Seven Ranges Entertainment in Steubenville at the Fort Steuben Mall. At 7 o'clock tonight. From 7 to 8 o'clock, you can see it on Fox 9. And then, of course, you have it on the streaming platforms of the WTOV 9 YouTube channel, WTOV 9 Facebook page, WTOV9.com, the WTOV 9 app. So you can catch it anywhere. It's the Nacho Man, Don Sloan. He will be there. I will be there as well. We'll talk sports. We'll take a look around, try food at Seven Ranges. It's absolutely outstanding. Also, we will have the Sports Challenge. It's food, fun, and games, and we'll talk about all of it. We'll also have a couple of special guests. Pat Stewart from Wintersville, Indian Creek High School, now the player pro personnel director for the New England Patriots. We talked with him. We'll talk with him, and we'll also talk with Mike Florio. So a number of big-time NFL insiders to talk to, one with local ties, both with local ties. Both from the Ohio Valley, Florio Wheeling product. So looking forward to that. So make sure you tune in for that. We're going to have plenty of conversation, good conversation, plenty of things going on. News 9 Sports on the go. And if you want to be a part of that, you can chime in on the WTOV 9 app, chime in a photo of yourself or actually a hot take of yourself. Record it on your phone, send it in there. We'll talk about it on the show and much, much more. Other things going on today, some interesting birthdays. But before we get to the birthday, we have to, it's the only day. I don't know how it got its only day. I know it seems like most days there's 4 or 5 national days, but today is National Croissant Day. National Croissant Day, of course, the flaky pastry can be enjoyed at every meal, apparently. I haven't had it at every meal. Buttery, crescent-shaped rolls, crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. Now, how do you make that? I don't know how you make that. I'm not a baker, but laminating the dough, that means folding butter into the mixture, creating multiple thin layers of butter and dough, and then it's got that mouth-watering flaky crust. An Austrian military officer, August Zang, is credited with creating the croissant. Hold on 1 minute. Thank you for your patience. Just had to get a cough out. Didn't want to cough on the screen. Birthdays today. How about these? This is some pretty big birthdays. And I stopped at 2. Usually there's more, but I just stopped at 2 because these two are giants in their industries. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the President of the United States in the industry of politics, an absolute giant. Three terms in the White House, born in 1882. and lived until 1945, died while in office, 32nd president of the United States. 1946, they issued the FDR dime, of course, coming out of the Depression and then into World War II. Many consider him maybe the greatest president in United States history. So he was born back in 1882 on this day, January 1, the 30th day of the month in 1882, lived till 1945. Now, as much as I love, and I've loved watching many documentaries on FDR, I've loved reading books about him, but the one that really got my interest going today, I love movies, and one of America's greatest actors. At one point, people considered him the best actor in the world. At some points, Eugene Hackman, a Marine Corps member, private first class. He was born in 1930, still living, 95 years old, and he's won 2 Academy Awards, 2 BAFTA Awards, which is the British form of the Oscars, 4 Golden Globes, and a SAG Award. And some of the movies, I mean, he's got a list of movies. It's ridiculous how many movies that he's done. And after he did French Connection, and he won the Academy Award for Popeye Doyle, his role as Popeye Doyle, as a detective, and one of the great car chase scenes or driving scenes when and he's in New York City, he's going underneath the L or the T or the subway, whatever you want to call it, and it's just a tremendous scene, just super intense, and he was amazing in that role. That was back in the 70s, and then after that, in a 3-year period, he did 10 different films. He was the busiest actor in the world. French Connection won him the Academy Award. Absolutely outstanding. And then you start to think about just, movie roles. And I was sitting talking with Paul, who sits next to me here at the station. We started trading movie titles. And I looked at a few of them up. But Birdcage with Robin Williams, Nathan Lane. And then Hoosiers. Who can forget Coach Norman Dale? He was the head coach of Hoosiers, and I saw it was rated the 4th greatest sports movie of all time. I would have to check the first 3. Hoosiers is a great movie, but Norm Dale, an excellent role for him. Crimson Tide, he was the submarine captain, and his he was starred in that movie he was Frank Ramsey. He started that movie with Denzel Washington, and they had a disagreement on what code they were going to get, who would take over the submarine, was there going to be a nuclear launch, and they went back and forth. What a great movie that was. And how about this? How about the role he played back in the 70s? You had the French Connection. He had a cameo in Young Frankenstein, all-time great movie. But then he played Lex Luthor. He played the arch nemesis of Superman. He played in that role. Christopher Reeves was the lead actor. Marlon Brando was Christopher Reeves' dad in that movie. And talk about being a new actor as opposed to one of the established stars in terms of what money he made. Here you go, Superman, Christopher Reeves. He wasn't a huge star yet. He got $250,000 to do Superman 1, and then he got $250,000 to do Superman 2. Sounds good to me. Marlon Brando, $3.7 million a movie for Superman 1 and Superman 2. Gene Hackman, $2 million for his role as Lex Luthor in Superman 1 and Superman 2. He was great as Lex Luthor. Unforgiven, Best Picture award winner. He won as Best Supporting Actor. Clint Eastwood had to convince him to play the role because Hackman at that time basically said he didn't want to do more violent roles. And Clint Eastwood said, no, you really need to do this role. I really need you in this part. I want you in this part. Convinced him to do it. And then he wins his second Oscar. He wins his second Academy Award for Unforgiven, which was also the Best Picture. Another favorite, and you see a lot of times these come up this comes up a lot more than maybe because it's more recent, but Enemy of the State with Will Smith. and Gene Hackman was great in that. So just you go through the movies, you go through Bonnie and Clyde. And that reminds me, and then of course, if you're Bonnie and Clyde, it always reminds me of Walt the Clyde the Glide Frazier and Pumas, because you'd get your Clydes. That's what I had when I was a kid. I had some Pumas. They were Clydes, and those. I would love those. I love those Pumas. Those are great. But that was Walt Frazier, the great guard for the New York Knicks. And but Bonnie and Clyde, a movie that Gene Hackman was in, born in 1930, 95 years old, still getting it done. Was retired from acting back in 2004 or 5, I think it was. Don't want to leave this out. If anyone's out there that had a chance to listen to this, the Lone Ranger radio show started in 1933 and it ran for 21 years. 21 years. Lone Ranger. Oh, and I have to Bobby, who checks in quite a bit with us on the 9-minute Phill-Up. Bobby, I think it's his sister. Let me double check that. Figured it out today. Yeah, sister. Sherry LaSalle's birthday. Happy birthday to Sherry. Wanted to wish you happy birthday. Wishing you happy birthday for Bobby, one of our regulars that checks in with us. And it is her birthday. So she shares a birthday with the great Gene Hackman and the 32nd president of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So happy birthday to Sherry. That's for myself and Bobby. So a lot going on in terms of some people that were born, some big time hitters, as they say. And again, I love the movies, and anytime I have an opportunity to watch a lot of FDR documentaries, read some stuff on him as well. Just an amazing president, and the way he went about his business, just very, very interesting. And some of the things that he was dealing with in his time. So a lot going on today. And again, want to remind you, if you can, coming out to the Fort Steuben Mall to Seven Rangers Entertainment at 7 o'clock this evening. Come a little early. They have great food. They have all kinds of things to do. Bring the kids. They have all kinds of activities in terms of games they can play. You can bowl. Lots of things going on. But we're also going to have some talk from the world of sports from two NFL insiders, one and both with Ohio Valley connections, Wintersville and Wheeling, big-time players on the stage of the National Football League. So we will talk with them. We will also have our sports challenge tonight. I don't know what that is at this point. Don and I will be food tasting, which is always a fun part of the evening. So there's a lot of fun, and you can catch it on all of our streaming services, the WTOV9 Facebook page, YouTube channel, the app, and WTOV9.com. It's also on Fox 9 tonight. Fox 9 tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, goes to 8 o'clock this evening, and we're going to have a good time with that. So if you can, please stop by. Wear your favorite team's gear if you want. Bring your questions. And, of course, if you don't have time to get out to Seven Rangers Entertainment at the Fort Steuben Mall in Steubenville, this is what you need to do. Take your phone, put it up to your face, get the camera on, and give it a hot take. I think Philadelphia is going to beat Kansas City by 35 points. This is why. And we will find that after you chime it in on the WTOV9 app. Chime it in, and we will talk about it and give our response to your comments on the big show, which of course is News 9 Sports on the go tonight at 7 o'clock at Seven Rangers. You can find it on Fox 9 and all of our streaming services. Until next time, everybody, let's give a big thank you to Ohio or Valley Converting, I should say, for converting all of your paper products into new items to help the environment and help us out here in the Ohio Valley. Remember, 2 rules, everyone. Have fun and always try your best. Have a great day, everybody.